discussing 30 ways to use your iPad in like studying, creativity, and productivity. And you might as well get the most out of it before Apple decides to drain your batteries or whatever. Okay, so let's get cooking. First off is a mini computer. Once you attach a keyboard, there are many types, like a keyboard case or like a mechanical keyboard or one you plug in, and then you add a mouse. You're all set. As you may know, there are tons of productivity apps. For example, like you can check your mail, you can go on Notion, you can type up documents on Google Docs or make slides, all of that stuff. Next is digital planning. You can use digital PDF planners and import them into your favorite note-taking app like GoodNotes and basically plan your entire life. I also just released my 2022 planners on my Etsy shop, and they're super functional and they basically help me plan my entire life and schedule everything. They also have hyperlinks. Up next is digital note-taking, which obviously so many of us get an iPad for. It's super easy to take notes all in one place, all on one device. And if you're ever on the go and need to take a quick note, you can tap the screen and just jot away. To do this, just go into your notes in the settings and then access notes from lock screen and then always create a new note. It's super easy. Next is using your iPad as a second display. So you can have like two screens and like carry things in between. It's super cool. All you gotta do is go into displays in the setting and turn it on. However, I stopped using it as I have another screen. Another thing is Apple's universal clipboard. So let's say you're searching up stuff on your iPad and then you want to search it up on your computer, just copy and paste it on your iPad and it'll appear on your MacBook, and you can also airdrop things. Another thing is textbook viewing and PDF editing. You can mark on your textbooks all you want. It doesn't matter. It's just a PDF. You can also put little sticky notes on there. So take notes and like do little annotations, as you probably had to like peel these off with a real textbook. Now you can just leave them on there forever. Although one of my favorite things to do with the iPad is reading. So I love using Libby, which is like a library app, and I can just rent all these books and just like read them for free. It's like just a library rental, but on your iPad. It's so awesome. Next is podcasts and audiobooks. So like on Spotify, you can listen to podcasts of whatever liking, or on like Audible, you could listen to an audiobook. Speaking of books, tracking things. One of my favorite things to do is have like logs of like reading, movies, shows, moods, whatever. So I like writing down like the book I read, giving it a rating, and then putting a little picture on there. It's super cute, and you can just track all of the things you do. I have other ones in my planner for moods, finance, all of that good stuff. Next is having that aesthetic clock you see all over the internet. The clock really sets the mood for your vibe, you know, just counting away at the hours I keep on studying. Similar to that is a background ambiance. So like you could put on a Lo-Fi Girl YouTube video or like whatever hangout space and just do your work while you tune into that. Another cool thing is picture-in-picture or split screening. All you basically got to do is go to the YouTube website and then click the button in the corner, and you can just like study while there's like background ambiance. You could also watch studies with me, everything like that. Next are flashcards. You can now digitalize all your flashcards. No more carrying on those thick stacks that I did in high school. And on GoodNotes, they have a fun flashcard feature. It's super easy to do. All you need to do is go into the GoodNotes standard and then pick flashcards instead of like the normal paper. You can also use Anki or like Quizlet, all those fun apps. Editing photos. The iPad has like a huge surface area. Well, if you have the Pro, which like I do, and I sometimes just like to go on Snapseed and edit my Instagram photos, my thumbnails, all of that. I do have a video about how I edit my photos, so you guys should check that out. Editing videos. I really like using the app Splice. It's just a super quick editing app and it has tons of features. There's of course LumaFusion, but that costs money and I ain't spending $40 for an editing app. And of course you can use this to watch videos. For example, like on YouTube, you can stream Netflix if you want, or Disney Plus. You can even go watch online classes like Skillshare. Usually the iPad is a good surface area for watching things. Next is zooming or watching lectures. For example, you can take notes on one side and then watch the lecture on the other side. It's super efficient. You can also scan documents. Let's say you're switching over from paper and you need some documents. You just scan it over and ta-da, all fine. And the iPad takes surprisingly nice photos. I will not lie. For example, here is like the iPad quality, and then next to here is my iPhone. And you can see like side by side, it's actually not that different and it's still pretty good. Next is diarying and journaling. For example, in my planner, I have a digital journal, but actually I prefer to handwrite things because like I've mentioned this, there's an apocalypse, you know, you still have your journal, but you probably won't have your app. And speaking of 2022 coming up, why don't you all try vision boarding? I actually tried this, and this is so therapeutic. I did not know that. You just take photos from the internet, paste it into GoodNotes. This is my planner, and just create a vision of what you want for 2022. I was literally crying in the back of how pretty this looked. And speaking of the future, goal setting. For example, writing down your goals. I was like digressing my Emily studying business strategy. Next is meal prep and cooking. Being like a busy student, you sometimes forget to eat, but like it helps to meal prep. Also, cooking, you can get tons of recipes on your iPad and just view them while you cook. For example, these muffins I made, they're super fluffy. Next is widgets. There are like weather widgets, time widgets, all these types of widgets. I do have a video about them and like quotes, inspirational things. Next is learning a language. For example, like on Duolingo, it has good surface area for you to learn languages and do that. Next is listening to music. Spotify, the app, is pretty good, I would say, on here. And you can also host Spotify parties where you listen to your friends. Next is running a business. I commonly use the Etsy app to like do things. I'm sorry, I mentioned my Etsy like the 10 millionth time here. Next is Keynote and using digital planners. For example, here's where I made my 2022 planners, and you can do all the hyperlinks here and design processes. It's really easy to use. And lastly, drawing, of course. Procreate is like the best drawing app you will ever get. For example, I made all these study diagrams on here, and like it's super easy to use and you can have layers. I just love it. Okay, and thank you so much for watching today's video. And if you like this one, you'll probably like this one right here. So see you later. Bye-bye.